Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. Now the news in full. The House of Representatives Committee on Renewable Energy has said that it will investigate the usage of $2 billion renewable energy grants to the country. Chairman of the committee, Victor Afam, in a statement issued in Abuja, said the public hearing scheduled for November 5th and 6th will cover the period from 2015 to 2024. He alleged that investments meant for the development of renewable energy sector in Nigeria had not made a commensurate impact on the country's energy security challenge, adding that MDAs with dealings in investment procurement and receipts of grants for the development of the renewable energy sector will be investigated. The Senate, in a bid to establish a safer, more profitable mining sector, has vowed to eliminate illegal mining activities that have been depriving the federal government of significant revenue and contributing to food and physical insecurity across the country. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals, Senator Samson Ekong, who led a delegation to Niger State to investigate the recent collapse of a mining pit that claimed around 30 lives, emphasized that illegal and unregulated mining operations are major obstacles to realizing the multi-billion-dollar potential of Nigerian mineral sector. He, however, stated that the Senate remains committed to creating legislative solutions to support the growth and safety of Nigeria's mining industry. The Niger State Governor, Mohammed Umaru Bago, in his response to the committee's visit, expressed the state's readiness to work with the National Assembly to enact laws that will reform the mining sector, benefiting all stakeholders. The Court of Appeals sitting in Abuja has discharged and acquitted the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, of the charge that led to his removal from office in 2019. Recall that former President Muhammadu Buhari has suspended Onnoghen from office as a CJN and swore in the next most senior jurist of the Supreme Court, Justice Tanko Muhammad. Onnoghen's suspensions came barely 8 hours after he announced his decision to inaugurate judges who would preside over election petition tribunals, and was later convicted by the Code of Conduct Tribunal on the 6-count corruption charge that was preferred against him by the federal government. In the meantime, 6 years after his conviction, a 3-man panel of the Court of Appeal, led by Justice Mohammed Bello, acquitted the ex-CJN following settlement agreement the federal government entered with him. President Bola Tinubu had, through the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, persuaded the appellate court to halt further hearing of 3 separate appeals the federal CJN filed to challenge his removal, conviction, and seizure of his assets. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, has commenced moves to drop the charges brought against the 32 minors arraigned before Justice Obiara Owatu of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Hours after the arraignment, the nation's chief law officer disclosed in a statement his interest in taking over the matter from the Inspector General of Police, noting that there are issues his office would like to review. It is believed that the Inspector General of Police had already submitted the case file to the Minister of Justice as requested, and actions are ongoing to swiftly drop the charges against the defendants. As the November 16th gubernatorial election in Ondo State draws closer, members of the Ibira community in the state have endorsed Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa as their preferred candidate. Governor Usman Ododo of Kogi State, who led the gathering of Ibira indigents in Owo, spoke passionately on behalf of the community, drawing support for Governor Aiyedatiwa. Kike Lomo Okere completes the report.
It is a carnival-like atmosphere at our community as the campaign tour of Governor Lucky Orimisan Aiyedatiwa, candidate of All Progressive Congress, touched the campaign ground. Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo says the entire Ibira community across Ondo State have resolved to support and vote for All Progressive Congress in the coming election in the state.
We all know him. He has been tested and can be trusted. We want continuity. We want consolidation. and he has started very, very well. My brother, I want to tell you that the Ebira community, the Igala community, and the Oku community in Ondo State, they are 100% behind you.
In his response, Governor Aiyedatiwa expressed gratitude for the community's support and praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitment to Ondo State's economic development. He also commended Governor Ododo for his exemplary leadership. Reflecting on the APC primary election in Ondo State, which Governor Ododo chaired, Governor Aiyedatiwa expressed confidence in a fair and transparent electoral process in November 16th.
Let me also tell you, Alhaji Usman, that even before Mr. President became the president of this country about 2 years ago, he has always shown interest in the political and economic development of Ondo State. At every governorship election since I met him in 2012, he has always been interested in who becomes the governor of Ondo State, so that he can contribute and give his support to the economic development of the state.
The Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olaide Adelami, whose local government hosted the rally, thanked Governor Ododo for his love for Aiyedatiwa and the APC. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television.
Thank you, Kike, for that report. In another development, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has assured residents of Akoko Northeast that if elected, his administration will redouble efforts to prioritize the welfare of every citizen in Ondo State. The governor, alongside his deputy and running mate, Dr. Olaiyede Adelamu, made this known when they visited Akoko Northeast local government area of the state. Again, here is Kike Lomo Okere with the rest of the story.
It is a moment of jubilation and excitement in Iborokpa, Akonu, and Ikare Akoko Northeast as the campaign tour of Governor Lucky Orimisan Aiyedatiwa, candidate of All Progressive Congress in November 16 governorship election in Ondo State, touched Akoko Northeast local government. At Ikare Akoko, headquarters of the local government, Governor Aiyedatiwa received royal blessings from Olukare of Ikare, Oba Kadri Momo, and the Owa Ale of Ikare, Oba Adeleke Adedoyin. His Royal Highness Olukare of Ikare, Oba Kadri Momo, appeals to the governor to help in curbing the menace of kidnapping and insecurity in the region.
In this terrain, I want to crave your indulgence to chronicle few of our challenges. We have said them before and we will not be tired of repeating them. Mr. Governor, this is not the first time you are coming to us. In the extreme buffer point there, making Kogi, we have the greatest challenge there is kidnapping. Insecurity, and mostly there are people coming from Abuja or from other axes from the east through Kogi. Usually they are kidnapped. The people look around, they are just by the military and police checking points. Kidnappers look around there to cause mayhem, and we'll be happy if you can look into that aspect.
Governor Aiyedatiwa highlighted the overwhelming support from the communities as a testament to the positive impact his administration has made in Ondo State. Governor Aiyedatiwa expressed gratitude for the warm reception and royal blessings. The governor assures that the request made by the royal fathers will be granted and incorporated into the 2025 budget, stressing the government's responsibility to ensure equitable development across the states.
Same language. It is a case of all of them, as if they have discussed, they have agreed with one mind that the election, the governorship election for November 16, 2024, the vote vote will be given to my party, APC. That is the voice of the traditional rulers, the voice of the chiefs, the voice of the women and all the youth.
During the tour, Honorable Stephen Olamija, a former House of Representative member for Akoko North-East, North-West Federal Constituency, Lekan Bada, former chairman Akoko North-East and candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the last House of Reps by election in the constituency, and another notable PDP leader, Momo Mufu, also known as Akmongon, defected to APC and were received into the party by the governor. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Minister of Works David Mahi has stated that the first phase of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be ready for commissioning by May 29, 2025. The Minister of Works stated this when he led the Federal Ministry of Works and members of House of Representatives along the Senate House Committee on Works inspect some sections of the coastal road projects stretching along 8 states. Umahi, who noted that the president has paid full compensation to affected property owners along the federal right-of-way before the demolition of the property took place, reiterated the commitment of the administration of President Bola Tinubu in ensuring the massive rehabilitation and completion of the abandoned road projects across the 36 states of the Federation. National Orientation Agency (NOA) has concluded plans to commence a nationwide birth registration social mobilization drive. NOA Director General Malam Lanre Isa Onolu, represented by the Director of Special Duties and State Operation David Akoji, said the agency was focused on registering children aged 0 to 5 years and providing them with a National Identification Number (NIN) free of charge. He stressed that the NOA, in partnership with the National Population Commission (NPC) and UNICEF, is launching a nationwide birth registration social mobilization drive aimed at ensuring every child in Nigeria has access to essential services like education, healthcare, and social protection. He noted that the agency is focusing on registering all children aged 0 to 5 years and providing them with an NIN free of charge. Ahead of 2027 general election, youth from the 19 northern states coverage in Kaduna for a summit with an outcome unanimously pushing for a new Nigeria. At the Northern Youth Summit organized by the National Youth Alliance, NYA, various speakers spoke on the need to be united on a formidable front and support a young individual who will occupy the exalted position of President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2027. They blamed the country's economic woes on the lack of ideas for moving forward. In an interview with newsmen on the summit's sidelines, NYA President Ambassador Aliyu bin Abbas lamented that Nigerian present political leadership is out of tune with citizens' hardships, adding that the NYA is a movement that has attracted youths from all political parties, aiming to bring a new Nigeria that will work for all. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Dangote Group refutes claims on pricing of premium motor spirit. Details of these as well as foreign and sports stories coming right after the break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Midday News on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. On our business decks now, the Dangote Group has, in response to recent criticisms from the Petroleum Industry Associations, defended the pricing and quality of premium motor spirit, PMS, supplied by its refinery. The group, in a statement by its Chief Branding and Communications Officer, Anthony Chiajena, addressed claims made by the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and the Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, which suggested that imported PMS could be sold at a cheaper rate than what Dangote offers. He argued that such claims are misleading, potentially involving substandard products that could harm consumers and vehicles alike, maintaining that its products are more competitively priced than imported alternatives. While highlighting its commitment to affordable pricing, he revealed that it is set its PMS operations and MPC's post-deregulation benchmark. Chenjene added that Dangote supplies PMS at 960 naira per litre for ships and 990 naira for trucks in comparison to NNPC's prices of 971 naira and 990 naira respectively. Electricity consumers in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, on Band A have appealed to the federal government to lower the high tariff amid economic hardship. Band A customers are those who enjoy at least 20 hours of electricity daily and are expected to pay 209.5 kilowatts per hour kWh. The consumers who live in Lugbe Area 10, Akpo Resettlement Area and Emeron, speaking to Newsman, said the Band A was okay, but they enjoy constant power supply, but added that the tariff was too high and could be dropped, could cope with the present situation. On the foreign news now, police say a lightning strike at a refugee camp in Uganda had killed 14 people. They say the victims are attending a church service when the lightning struck, injuring about 34 people. An official told local radio that all those who died were children. The incident occurred at Beck refugee settlement in the northwest of the country, an area that has recently seen heavy rains with thunder and lightning. According to the United Nations Refugee Agency, Palabek refugee settlement is home to more than 80,000 refugees and asylum seekers, many of whom are from neighboring South Sudan. An Iranian Revolutionary Guard general and pilot were killed in a helicopter crash during an anti-terror operation in the country's Restiv southeast. State media reports say the ultralight airplane of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps had an accident while conducting combat operations in the border area. It said the crash happened in Striken at city in Sustin, Balanstia province, and identified the dead as General Hamid Mazandarini, the commander of the Netherlands Brigade of the Goglaston province, and Hamid Janjage, a pilot of the IRGC Guard forces. Israel has said that it had formally notified the United Nations of its decision to sever ties with agencies supporting Palestinian refugees. United Nations Relief and Works Agency of Palestinian Refugees, after lawmakers voted to ban the organization. The former ministry said in a statement that on the instruction of Foreign Minister Israel Katz, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs notified the UN of the cancellation of agreement between the State of Israel and UNRWA. Israel's parliament last month approved a proposal to shut down UNRWA's operation in Israel and occupied East Jerusalem despite condemnation from the international community, including its ally, the United States. In sports now, following the verdict delivered by the Confederation of African Football in response to the complaint lodged by the Nigerian Football Federation over the recent inhumane treatment meted out to the Super Eagles in Libya, members of the Nigerian community have reported mass arrests and fines in the country. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has reaffirmed the government's commitment to protecting its citizens in Libya. The ministry, in a statement signed by its spokesperson Eche Abu Obe, confirmed that Nigerians in Libya are safe and going about their daily activities without interference. Nigeria International Ademola Lookman says Atalanta can be proud of their epic victory against Serie A leaders Napoli. Gran Pero's men dominated the host and claimed a comfortable 3-0 win at the Diego Drum to claim to second in the table with 22 points, 3 points less than the 2022-23 champions. Both coaches were eager to downplay the game as a potential Stadotto decided, but it was certainly a statement from Ladio, who also won by the same scoreline at the same venue last season. Lukman bagged an early brace before Matteo came off the bench to add a third, his 11th goal of the champion on the volley. That's it on Midday News, and a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel